Welcome to the third video tutorial on Java, and in this tutorial we're going to be discussing variables and how to do arithmetic with them. Now, variables are very simple. They're just places inside your program that can store data. So let's open up Notepad and create a new program called variables. And in this program we're going to do everything inside the main method, so let's just type that out. There we go. Okay, so variables. They are at the core of every single program you will make, and they're very, very easy to understand. Basically, you declare a variable using the following syntax: the data type, which I'll explain later, and the name of the variable, and then equals initial value. Okay, so that's it. You can also declare them just by the data type and the name, or by the data type and then name 2, name 3, etc, etc. That's just a quick way of defining lots of the same data type. So first, let's do the first one. Oh, I'm going to tell you what a data type is first. That will clear a lot of confusion up. A data type is just literally the type of data you want to store in the variable, and there's 8 primitive data types, and these are inbuilt into the Java language, and they are the first 4 are integer values, and an integer is just a whole number. Now the only difference between these first 4 are the fact that some can hold big numbers, some can hold very, very big numbers, and some can only hold small numbers. So let's start with the smallest, a byte. Now, a byte data type can hold numbers between -127 and +128, I think. It's around that. So not very big. So if we wanted to create a variable using the byte data type called my variable, that's how we would do it. Just byte my variable, and then equals 50. And now that's assigned the value of 50 to my variable, the name my variable. And that's really all there is to know about variables. I'll just go through all the other data types which hold integers. Short holds bigger values, but not extremely big. So let's give it a value of 100. We'll just go up in 50s. And then int holds integers, so my int, and that can hold about ±6 billion, I think. So if you're not sure which variable you need to hold an integer value, if you go with int, you're pretty safe. I mean, it can hold pretty large values. And then the final one, which can hold integers, is long, and that can hold extremely big numbers. I mean, they're so big I probably can't even say them. So my long equals 200. So that's the integer values which you can store. So that's just byte, short, int, and long. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm rushing through this, but I've only got 10 minutes to do this because I haven't signed up for a director account yet. So 10 minutes is the max amount of time I can give you. Unfortunately, I hope to sign up for a director account soon. So, what if we want to store, say, 2.25? We can't use any of these because they can only store whole numbers. So, we can either use float or double. Now, in the same kind of style as these ones, float and double are the same, except for the fact that float can hold smaller numbers than double. Double can hold extremely big numbers, float can hold smaller numbers. Oh, not smaller, but it can still hold quite a lot large numbers, but not as large as double. So float, my float, equals 2.25, and that will compile without an error. Now double can also hold decimal values, so my float, we'll say that all equal 10.746. There. If we try to assign that to one of these, like say we wanted to use it, we tried to assign my int to 10.746, that would give us a compilation error because ints can't hold decimal floating point numbers. So there's 6 data types. Now here's the 7th boolean, my bool, let's call that. And now booleans, don't get discouraged by the name, they're not really that complicated. It just means they can only hold 2 values, and that's true or false. So if I gave it the value of true, there we go, that's initialized with the value of true. Or I could give it the value of false. There we go. Notice how the false and true weren't in inverted commas like that, because that would assign my bool to a string value, because the double quotes signify string, but we don't want that. We just want the false as a value rather than the text. Now the final primitive data type is the char data type, and that can hold single characters in, and you show those in single quotes. So A would be fine for that. If I try to put AB like that, that is now a string, so that would give me a compilation error because it's no longer a character, so it can't be held in this. So what if we did want to hold the characters AB? Then we would have to use the string object. Now string isn't a primitive data type. We can tell this because it's got a capital letter there, so that's not inbuilt into the language. It's just an object which comes with the language because it's so commonly used. So my string, then AB, great, we can store that. We can also store any length of string. Hello, oh, hello, oh, what's going on with that? I keep hitting the caps lock key. Hello world, my variables are better than yours! Exclamation mark. There, that can hold that. So that's the basic, well, not basic, that's really everything there is to know about variables. I mean, that really is it. I'll just get rid of these, otherwise it won't compile, because obviously that's not a real data type and they're not values. But that's it. That's all you need to know about variables. It's just the data type, the name, then the value, and that's it. So I'm going to split this tutorial into 2 now, because I'm not going to fit everything I need to say into this 10 minutes. So this is all there is to know about variables. In the next one, which I don't know, I'll call it Java Tutorial 3 Part 1, and then the next one will be Java Tutorial 3 Part 2. I'll show you how to use simple arithmetic with these variables, and okay, so go straight to the next video, Part 2. I'll see you then.